Riway New Distributor Orientation by Dr. Lim Boon Hong, read by Team Red Footprint. NDO 6. 6 Steps. 6 steps are used to train distributors, the fastest way to train and kickstart a distributor. You have to train distributors the 6 steps. Who? All of you. You will have to guide them. Don't just sit and wait. Also, do not complain if your upline didn't teach you these 6 steps. Your upline has got plenty of other downlines. You are not the only one. Therefore, you must learn what are the 6 steps. So, how do you train the new distributors with 6 steps? Number 1. The first step. You must help him set a target. You must know what a target is. If you don't know what a target is, you'll find it difficult to achieve a target. It will be difficult to achieve the target that you want. So, what is a target? Firstly, you must know the characteristics of a target. A target must fulfill with 3 characteristics. If not, then that is not your target. Your target must be very big. A big target that makes you very excited. Excited when you think of achieving it. Currently at Riway, we can fulfill all of your different dreams because it happened. Dare to dream. Dream of something big that makes you excited. When you're standing at the peak of the hill, you're very excited, right? You will be very, very excited. When you see a spectacular waterfall like one of the 7 wonders of the world, a huge waterfall makes you excited, right? Or just looking at the water makes you more excited. Therefore, your target must be big enough to make you excited. Is $50 a huge amount? I want to be very rich. Is it big? Is it a big target? I don't know. If you give a beggar $50, that is a big amount to him. In the same world, to others, $50 million is a small amount. What is rich? What is very rich? It's difficult to say. You also don't know how to achieve that because this target is not clear enough. Your target must be exact. 300,000, $500,000, 1 million. 1,050,000 or 500 million. You must be very exact. If not, ask him, how much do you want to earn? Usually, many will reply, the more the better. May I know what is the more the better? Some will reply, whether I achieve it depends on my prospect turns up, whether I close the sale, etc. Well, one thing for sure is if it is not clear, you will never get it. The clearer, the precise it is, the easier for you to achieve it. For example, you want to go to Singapore to find someone. Is it a target? Yes, it is definitely a target. Singapore is so huge. Who am I supposed to find? It is not specific. Just like I want to be rich. It's not clear enough. So I make it clearer. I want to go to Singapore at Mo Kio, Avenue 6, intersection between Avenue 6 and Avenue 1. There's a building beside it, a HDB flat called Block 636. For example, level 8, the 4th unit. Inside, we can find Chen A Gu, aged 37. The picture is here. Can he be found? No matter how far, he can be found, right? If you want to find someone, there are so many people in Singapore, and how do you find him? If it's very unclear, just like, I want to be rich. Just rich? That's very unclear. You can never do it. Therefore, you want to be exact. I want to become Team Elite Monoceros. Is it clear? Yes. If I ask you, what do you want to do? I want to become a Team Elite. Is it important to be Team Elite? What kind? The biggest. Well, I always ask people, what kind of car do you want? I want to drive Mercedes-Benz. There are so many. Which type of Mercedes-Benz do you want? The biggest. You can have the biggest car until you die. You can also drive a bus or take a bus. That's why we have to be clear. I want a E350 convertible black color. The interior must be two-toned, black and red, and must be a brand new leather. The opening and closing is convertible top at the traffic light. Then I wonder myself, driving this car to Grand Paragon Hotel, imagine there are a lot of people at the basement. I parked there, and I saw a pretty lady parked in front of her and get a jockey. Then I left the car and walk out. Everyone is looking at you and you pretend to be busy. You must imagine you are achieving something. How good is the feeling? You must be so clear about the vision such that you can imagine it. Something you can imagine and those feelings are really great. Just like when I'm at the Indonesia National Airport. I saw many private airplanes parked there. I always ask myself, how can I be able to board a private airplane one day? I'm imagining while pulling a luggage, walking towards the plane with my eyes looking at it, and air stares lower down. But before I go up, I turn around and have a last look of those what's looking at me. Imagine the feeling. You must have the imaginary vision. We must have such power. We have to have such power. We need that energy in this industry. Why? Because we will encounter setbacks. We need energy to overcome it. Because just being clear is not good enough. You will see poor and ordinary people say, I will be rich one day. I heard many people say in the coffee shop, one day I want to go traveling. They sit and wait at home. They did not go anywhere. Why? Because this day will never come. You keep saying, I want to go, I want to go. Where to go? It isn't clear. There is no one day. That one day will never come true. You should set a time limit. So, you must have time limit. When? Let's say end of this year, November. After 1 week, 7 days, 6 days, 5 days later, or tomorrow. That's it. You must be very exact. Now the target is very clear. Next year of June, I will become a Pegasus. Clear target. Others will be motivated too after hearing it. Because let's face it, you want to be successful? Face on the pressure. There's always a pressure for you to succeed. Now there's one experience that I still remember. It was 13 years ago and I was 25 years old. I remember I'm walking along Singapore's Orchard Road and I walked past Marriott Hotel. I saw one CLK convertible, and I tell you that time, it was so amazing. Jaw-dropping indeed. I imagine how amazing it is to open the convertible top and park outside. So I told myself, I must have this car. I must own it. I still remember it's February that year. After that, I used to tell people about this target during every meeting. I must own this car by year end. I am always like this in the past. I will convince everyone that I will drive CLK at the end of the year. I do not know whether I can do it, but I keep convincing everyone that I will drive CLK at the end of the year. I do not know whether I can do it, but everyone knows. Everyone feels that I can do it. It became like a possible thing to do. When the time draws nearer, I am more nervous as there is no other way, no other path. In the end, I was able to own CLK by guess what? October. There's nothing to clap about it. I used to own a Rolls Royce. We must tell the world our dreams. Just like I always tell people that Riway wants to be top 10 in the world, right? This must require guts, you know? Your guts must be big. Now, I asked many to come on stage to commit Team Elite Monoceros. Many don't dare to. You must have the courage to do it. After saying, even if you didn't achieve, just try it again, okay? At least I want to do it. At least I want to win. These kinds of thoughts. The world belongs to those who dare to think and want. If you don't dare to think, don't dare to want, you cannot achieve it. You have your first target. When you have a target, you have got all these characteristics. This is your first step. Next month, I want to become a Diamond 3 star. The distributor must become Diamond 1 star. They will become Diamond 1 star. Tell him not to worry during these 7 days. I will be with you. Give him many reasons for it because in December, there is our leadership recognition night. The stage is circular. When you are on stage, you can see every angle of the stadium, and it is an indoor stadium. You will be on this stage. You are not only here to get appraisal, maybe that day you have the chance to stand with superstar on the same stage as you will be recognized on stage. The superstar who will sing for you all. Do not post this news on Facebook when I tell you. Contract is signed, payment is in progress, so we cannot reveal first. You can post whatever you want. It is gonna be great. And I'm also very happy and I'm also very excited. I'm also looking forward, needless to say. First day, we have invited superstar Wu Bai. We have the song of world first grade, original singer Wu Bai. When Wu Bai holds his own concert, there are already 10,000 people. If I really invite Wu Bai, how can you invite few people? Do you need to pay for Wu Bai? Let's say I give you a band like Wu Bai. I ask you to organize his concert. Would you tell me you can bring in only 200 people? He can help you influence more people to attend. Second day, more terrific. Personally, I like the superstar, the one who sang the song Friend. Chuo Wa Jian Wa Kin Chao. His songs My Gentle Baby and True-Hearted Hero. So, I want to name the first day of this Leaders Recognition Night as World's Greatest for a 10,000 audience. True-Hearted Hero Concert for a 10,000 audience. During the Leaders Recognition Night, we normally invite live band to perform. We want original singers this time. This is a direct selling miracle. We are creating our own concert. Only our own Riway people can attend this concert, okay? Now, why do they need 1 star? So you can stand on the same stage as Wu Bai. In your lifetime, how many opportunities can you stand on same stage as Wu Bai? You have a chance at Riway. And I'm very happy. That's why we must know how to cherish. Don't just bring 3 people, bring 300 people. Tickets are also cheap. Riway absorb most of it. You just need to pay a little amount, and if it's totally free, it will be worthless. Not only celebrities. Okay, back to my target. To achieve 1 star in 7 days. Why? Give him reason. To become 1 star, you can earn how much? In 7 days, you will earn at least 120,000 pesos. Is it too much? Yes. Now this is not a small amount. Plus, you can stand on the same stage with Wu Bai. Let's do it. But don't just ask him to do, you have to lead him. You need to help him with the 6 steps. The first step is to help him with the first target, and you must have your own target too. Now to become 3 star, you have to help 4 people achieve 1 star. Now you have the target, we must go to the second step. Number 2. Market listing. What I mean by market listing is not to list 500 or 1,000 people. We still need to do that, but we need to spend time doing it. Why? Give me one example. How many? 1,500? Wrong. How many? Are you thinking 50? Let's start at 50. There's rules and regulations and there's pattern to it. Like in our mind, we will assume that this person cannot do it, then it will be like an unorganized pattern. If I write down in the list, I will list and categorize, for example, my mother's side. From second aunt, third aunt, fourth aunt, fifth aunt, sixth aunt, until the last aunt. First uncle, second uncle, third uncle, fourth uncle, fifth uncle, and to the youngest uncle. First uncle's wife, second uncle's wife, third uncle's wife, and the mistress. Kidding, but these are very clear. Father's side, mother's side, sister's relative side, my university friends, my primary school friends, my secondary school friends. It's clear, and you can find people easily. It is not enough, but these are some of the things that you must do. They are invisible assets. You've been building them since young. That's why it's called invisible. Through Riway, you transform all these invisible assets to visible assets. But sooner or later, you have to do this. But these 6 steps I'm talking about, it is to help get someone started. You don't need to list 500 or 1,000 people. Just 20 people. Take a piece of paper and write down 1 to 20 people with 145,775 pesos in their account. Don't write 20 people who will buy. You will never know who will buy. List down those with 145,775 pesos in their account. Give him direction. Help him understand how to write. He might be thinking to write or not to write. To write this person or not to write. At this point of time, go through this phone list. Look through his phone list and ask him, who is this? What does he work as? He will start to write number 1, number 2, number 3. After writing down 20, you need to know how to analyze the market. For example, this A, B, C, D. After that, X, Y, Z. Okay, after that, you ask him, who is A? A is my friend's cousin's sister. When is the last time you saw her? 2 years ago. How old? Maybe 30 to 40 years old. You know it is a bit too far. Now you will roughly know who is it. Now you ask, who is B? She helps her husband to manage a hardware store. For how long? She has been doing this since I was young. When was the last time you saw her? 2 days. There is chance. You must start to ask question. Ask him, who is he to you? What do they do? When did you last see them? All this is very important. You must remember all these basic techniques because these are basic techniques. When you ask, he would reply. When he replies, you listen. After you listen, you can analyze the market. Ask him one by one, name by name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 20. Pass him the list of paper that you have just written from 1 to 20. He will be scared at first, thinking he has to list another 20. Ask him to rearrange the 20 names he had written from most potential to the least potential. He will be more relieved as it is easier to do. Now, I have done this many times. I have helped many people do this one-on-one. This time, he would do it willingly, really, because he doesn't need to write another 20 names, Y, C, D, A, B, X. Example, you ask him, when you are writing the 20 names, Y was the last in the list. Why does Y become first on the list now? Maybe he will reply that Y is a bit naive, easy to deceive. Of course, we are just joking. He chooses Y because he is a very supportive friend. If he can really persuade Y that the product is good, he would buy. So from here, we know more about the prospect. But you must be mentally prepared too, because you have to face objections together with him, right? You must give him confidence. You must give him confidence about his own market, because he's a newcomer, he doesn't know. Everything is led by you. That's why you must tell him. Now, I've seen so many people market listing. I have analyzed so many people who listed their 20 potential prospects. Now, I realize that yours is the best. The one with the most potential. Will he be very happy and confident? He will ask, is it? Tell him yes. You used to have several downlines who have very lousy potential market. Really, none of their potential market can make it. Now, they already become Team Elite Moniceros. Then he will become very confident about his market, because you must know that a newcomer is not secured. They have never been in the direct selling industry, and they don't know anything. You must give him confidence, and this is the only method to make someone become independent. You must give him confidence, okay? This is the responsibility of the upline. You don't keep destroying his confidence, telling him, it's not this, it's not that. He will think, if you were so good, you should do it. Number 3. Analyze the market. After making a list, analyze the market. You must plan with him. Now, what is planning? What does it entail? Planning is to have a timeline. What is his timeline? Take a paper. Write MTWTFSS, Monday to Friday. Dates 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2, 3. Within these 7 days, you must get 1 star. You cannot forget this target. Target cannot easily change. Now divide 1 day into 4 parts. I want to know when he is not free. Today, he is definitely not free. Why? Because it is over. NDO is over. It is already tomorrow. Now what about tomorrow? Because he wants to use 7 days to achieve 1 star. Tomorrow morning, he will take 7 days of leave. Take 7 days of leave, can you? Is it important? It is important and is happening very fast. For example, he is not free on Tuesday. Friday and Saturday afternoon, he is not free too. With these 20 people, you teach him how to make appointment with the 20 people. Fill it into empty spaces. Number 4. Appointments. Teach him how to make appointments. This is the key point, so you must teach him well. He called and asked you, "Do you know Riway? Or have you heard? Have you heard about Pertier? You don't know it's famous? I have bought it. It's good. How much is it? Do you want to buy at 135,000 pesos? They will act as if they've seen a ghost, right? That's why some things cannot be discussed through the phone. You must remember, your motive is to make an appointment. During that period of time, is he there? What is he doing there? That's all you need to know. You don't need to tell him everything through the phone. You don't say. Don't say anything. All you need is to tell him what time and place. For example, later I will pass by your area. I cannot confirm the time. It's about afternoon time. If I happen to pass by, will you be there at that time? If you are there and I happen to pass by, I will call you. I will contact you again. Look, I didn't give him a feeling of being pressurized. You see, I never let him feel. I won't ask such question, will you be free at this time? If I ask if he's available, what would he say? He will ask, what do you want? Who is not free? Everyone cannot be busy 24 hours. I don't believe there's such a person. If he's busy 24 hours, he is already a billionaire. And most of his time is wasted. Watching television at home or watching drama. Most people are like that. Now, you want to have appointment with Li Ka-shing. He tells you that he's available from time to time. Because of how they organize their time, it explains why they are so successful now. You don't tell me a common person is not available or that he is busy. Not that he is busy. It's you who accepted his rejection. I say we cannot accept people's rejection so easily. I only need to know where he is during this period of time. Don't ask open questions. For instance, when are you available? This is a very open question. He's lazy to think, you know. How am I going to answer you when I'm available? Certainly, he would ask you one question. Why? You are asking for it. Therefore, when we make appointments, we need to gain some knowledge. You must become better. After every appointment you made, if you have such a demand for yourself, if you can't make an appointment or he would have a hold over you, or he would have caught some leaks, this makes him feel negative about meeting you after you put down the phone. So now you must think, how can I speak better? You must think of that every time. What should I say in such a situation? Then you will improve. Every time you think of this way, every time you reflect for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and so on, you would become an expert. Some people are able to hit the target when they make appointments. This is all trained. You must remember, all of these are not techniques. It is just a practice. Considering how much you have practiced, you can attend any workshops and learn to choose one. What happens next? It may not help you make the appointments, but practice makes perfect. I don't want to go into details about how to make appointments, but you must know. If you know how to make appointment, then it's good. You must always ponder after every calls and think of how you become better in making appointments, okay? After you made the appointments, after the first appointment for instance, you teach him how to make an appointment, then after that, if he is your good friend, call and ask where he is. Regardless of whether he is a successful man or not, he will be so happy. When he is happy, you will tell him to call the next appointment. Don't go ahead and meet the person after the first appointment. Then what if the first appointment fails? Will it be very disappointing for a newcomer? You might get used to it, but not to a newcomer. It is very disappointing for a newcomer. Don't call one and meet one. Call as many people as you can and make 20 appointments. Squeeze all into the schedule so that he is kept busy. When he's busy, the higher his stance would be. He will start to reject people. He will start to reject people because he has a full schedule. I only have this time. Can you make it? The customers will be more eager to meet when he is busy because he has got the upper stance. The customer does not think you are annoying and following him around. There are people who likes to ask such question. Are you free? Are you free tomorrow? No. The day after? Or the day after tomorrow? He keeps following me. He keeps following around and the customer will ask, what is it for? And I said, I just want to tell you something. I'm not free. This is natural response. He feels that you're too free waiting for him every day. Customers are very afraid of such person. Maybe this person wants to ask for a loan, or it may cause a suspicion. He will find it weird that you keep pushing for an appointment. You think you are busy and the more you didn't push him, the more they think that you're busy, the more he wants to see you. It's psychology. When you want to make an appointment, make sure all those empty places are fully filled. He will find that he's busy most of the time and he spent all the time for his customers. You must know how to maximize your schedule and fill in more appointments. It's best if you can put all 20 names in, then you stand up. Let's go and meet your appointments. But be aware, anytime you will hit the walls, and that you should be mentally prepared. Do it with him. Number 5. Share OPP. Share OPP with him. Show him the 6 steps. Accompany him there. Before you bring him to see customers, you must tell him, listen carefully when I am making the presentation, because today's appointment is not about whether he buys or not. Most importantly, you must learn how to speak. What you want is an organization. If you learn well within a short period of time, your people can then learn within a short period of time. Tell him, listen to the way of how I speak and observe it. Ask him to listen while you talk. Don't use the phone while you speak and ask him to be attentive. When both of you walk into an appointment, anything could happen. Do to the best and predict the worst. Ask him what the worst is, and he might reply that the worst is no sale. You said, no, not only we lose the sale, we might get scolded. We might get chased out. We might even lose friendships. However, this rarely happens. But trust me, if you are doing this business and lose your friendship, I think it is not your fault. I think it is his fault. How can you lose a friendship because of the industry you do? Do you agree? I have encountered such things, and I really find it weird because I did not steal or rob. When are people scared of me earning their money? I am never afraid of how people are judging me or how others looked at me. I am okay because I do not need to prove to anyone what kind of person I am. What kind of person am I? Time will tell. You will understand this after a few years. There is not a problem in how you look at me now. I have relatives who say that if I'm so good, I should sell to others and not to them. I have encountered a lot of these comments. I drove a C class for the first year, CLK the second year, S class the third year, and the car gets bigger. When they saw me, they didn't dare to look at me. And I'm not lying when I say that. At the moment, I feel great. After that, you must be humbler. You should treat him better. You must know how to greet people, because your relationship gets better at that time. I got scolded a lot in the past, and when I got scolded, I pretend to be dumb. No one can scold an idiot, right? Be an idiot. No one would want to reprimand an idiot. Okay? Share the OPP. Most importantly, you must learn to predict the worst, which is prospects don't buy. We try our best and not to accept the rejection so easily. Okay, you go to the appointment and start to present. Don't accept rejection so easily at the end. Do not easily say, because customers reject you, then you should accept it. Many times in many appointments, there is no sale. It is not because the customers don't want, but it is you who don't want it. It is not what the customers want, it is what you want. When you accept the rejection, that means you give up. I push myself for another 5 minutes. If I feel like giving up, I always tell myself to persist for another 5 minutes. I will tell the customers, give me 5 minutes. I have something very important to tell you. Then you start to think of what you want to say. Whatever you think of, what you will say and will drag for another 30 minutes, the customer still wants to leave. And if you will insist for another 5 minutes, then maybe you do not have enough time and might have to end and leave for the next appointment. But at least you tried harder. Moving on to number 6, follow up. Well, after following the given 5 steps, you must do one thing. The last of the steps, you must follow up, and that is very important. Many people don't buy immediately on the spot, but I can guarantee you, if you can in such a short time, meet him a second, third, fourth time. Buy fruits without selling any product, or maybe bring some tools. Meet him for 5 to 6 times. He will buy from you in these 2 to 3 days. A lot of people are very defensive. Why? He doesn't believe you. There's a wall blocking between you two. A very big barrier wall, if I can say. You meet him for the second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, and so on, then the barrier will slowly disappear. There will be a chance that he might accept it. He will wonder if it is really good. He will then be interested on what you're doing. You can start sharing when he opens up, whether it will take 4th, 5th, 6th time to get it. How difficult the customer for the 4th, 5th, 6th time of trying? A lot of times, customers avoid me for the first time. I don't even have a chance to see them for the second time. And that's terrible, I know. I'm just afraid that I got no chance of meeting them anymore. So, how do I get to see them again? Normally, I would leave tools with him. A DVD, for example. I'll tell him that this has a huge influence on me. I unknowingly saw something on the table that day, and I play it on my computer. After watching this DVD, it really changes my perception of life. I cried when I was reading it, and while talking to you, I realized something. I think it will make big change in you too. It would be a great help to your life. So, even though I'm only left with the last one, I want to give it to another customer, but I decided to leave it with you. I think you are a very good person. Please take this. She will say no, but you have to insist so she would take it. And when I'm doing this, she would be touched. I will continue to tee up this DVD and give it to her with both hands. I don't wanna, she will say, and I will say, take it, take it. You must be very insistent, and that is important. Tell her that it is the last one, even if you have a whole car full of it. And you will get it from her tomorrow, as this is the last piece. This thing is very important. Usually, by now, your tear will drop. She will quickly take a look after you left. Once she watches, she is influenced, and she will call you, and you can meet her tomorrow. Bring her a bag of fruits when you meet her. Chicken rice is very delicious, so buy her some. That will lead to a nice chat. Once she likes you, she would buy anything. No matter how good the product is, if she doesn't like you, she won't buy, right? So the main point is that she must like you. Then you must follow up. Okay, this is not my point. My key point is, after you have analyzed in the process of sharing OPP, you have helped your downline with the first and second customers. You also help him with the third customer, and when you meet the fourth customer, tell him to repeat once for you as he had already listened 3 times. He will say, no, he's not ready. Tell him, try it. You see, it's easy. Read every word. Even though he has read them accordingly, do appreciate him. When he's looking through, he would think of how you presented it. He then will try it with his own style. Not bad, you did pay attention. You must encourage him. Don't scold him that he didn't listen, as he might lose his confidence. Tell him he is good. Help him to the 4th and 5th time. Try it on the 6th time. I think you can do it. You learn very fast. Don't worry, I'm right behind you. We can work this together. Listen attentively and don't speak. Smile when he stops. I always do this. Help him do the closing. After the appointment, tell him, this is the first time in so many downlines. I think you speak really well. I realize it is really good. The method you used just now is very good. I never expect that you would use this method. It's really, really good. Is he happy? Yes, he is happy. Let me tell you, even if you know that I use this technique, but when you meet me and I tell you again, you might believe me. Because I will use the present situation and find your good points. I will also help you, okay? You'll still feel great, and I'm not lying. Even now, when leaders go on stage, I still tell them they are good. How the way they present is good, he will find himself good too. Would he try for the second time? Not only 3, 4, 5, but more than 20 times. You groomed another speaker. You encourage and must encourage. Don't criticize. Your first time was also very lousy. Everyone's first time is very lousy. If he dares to speak up, then he's good. Just like NDO, if one person dares to come up to the stage and speak, you must say good. You must say it's good. Don't say that because the person is not good enough and still went on stage. He causes your prospect to leave. Your prospect will leave because you didn't prepare them enough. You didn't prepare them before the meeting, and you did not tee up the meeting. You didn't even tee up the presenter. How well is your pre-meeting preparation? I say, you must know how to sell and tee up. If you do not tee up, there will be no results. People will start to criticize, and we don't want that. You must know how to sell with value. When you start to do it the right way, more speakers will emerge. Otherwise, they will all depend on you. You don't encourage, you don't praise, it will always be the same. Look at those successful leaders. They will never criticize. You must remember, they will only set high standards of themselves. They will never criticize others. If you continue to criticize others in many ways, this one's not good, that one is not good. Since you are so good, you will do it alone forever, right? It will always be only you doing it. Your organization will be very reliant on you because you always like to criticize others that they're not good. Learn how to compliment others, and your compliment must be sincere. Observe the situation. Look into the situation and see the better side of it. Amplify and magnify it. Trust me, it's easy. This is very easy. Teach him. And remember to lead through these 6 steps.